Hello, and my name is Abhishek Kumar. I will be voicing this documentary, which is about the Overseas Residential Program, or ORP for short, that occurred in Vietnam over the course of the June holidays, from the 22nd of May to the 5th of June. The intro was a collage of videos put together to show the journey from Singapore to Hanoi. Those who took part in the ORP were from the Secondary 4 Integrated Program classes. Following this, the documentary will be split according to the Josephian core values, that is faith, service and communal. The first activity that we did after touching down in Hanoi was to eat a delicious local meal in a famous Hanoi restaurant. Next, we visited the Hua Lo prison, which was used by North Vietnam for United States prisoners of war during the Vietnam War. We saw the overview of the compound, the prisoners' clothes, their cells, and how they were punished, among other things. Following the prison visit, we headed for our final destination of the day, which was Vin School, to meet the friends that would kindly be sharing with us their houses for us to stay as guests. With that, the introduction is over, and now I will be moving on to the first section, that is faith. Faith is one of the important core values of SJI. Shown just now was how the Vin School hosts and us SJI boys were being paired, thus beginning our first interactions with each other. Hi guys. Hi guys. Following that, as one can only imagine, we bonded further over pizza. This was the start of mutual faith that us SJI boys had with the Vin School hosts. To summarize the homestays that we had with the Vin School hosts, it is an understatement to say that they had much faith in us to be good and understanding guests. Similarly, the boys had much faith on their respective hosts to be caring and helpful to them. Next is a fine example of us bringing our classic Josephian spirit around and teaching the Vin School hosts our trademark energizer. Hi, my name is Joe.
Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a bottle factory. I have a wife, a car and a family. One day my boss came up to me and said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. Draw the bottle with your right leg. Oh my god. Hi, my name is Joe, and I work in a bottle factory. I have a wife, a car and a family.
This was an inter-school basketball competition between us SJI boys and the Vin Schoolers, in which brilliant camaraderie and faith in one another was shown. as to why we were dancing with the Vin School hosts was because we were invited to their prom, which showed how much faith the Vin School hosts had on us and how much they wanted us to participate in their special school event. Of course, as a lot of us did not know how to dance, we did have to practice for a while. Another way where faith had a huge role was when we left the city and took to the village in the mountain. There, the people had much faith in us to be understanding of their situation and act accordingly. Us SJI boys too had much faith in them to take care of us. As we also stayed in homestays in the village, there was mutual faith between the families that owned the houses in the village and us SJI boys. Up next was the faith that we had in each other, clearly demonstrated in how we were building bamboo rafts safely and securely that we were going to ride on in the waters of Vietnam. Yet again, more faith is demonstrated as the members of a raft have to depend on each other to power and steer their rafts and keep it from submerging in the water. Here is a clear demonstration of what I was talking about earlier. For the final aspect of faith in our Vietnam ORP, it was the matter of the grueling task of the hike, coupled with the burden of our backpacks that on average weighed 15 kilos each. We pushed on and we pushed hard till we reached the end, and it could not be completed without the complete faith that we had in each other in finishing the hike together. Up next is how we showed another one of our core values as Josephians, that is, service. As part of looking out for the last, the lost and the least, we decided to help rejuvenate the school that was in the village. In this, we chose to build a wall such that it encloses the school and to paint the buildings from floor up so that it looks new. I'll let the boys explain how they were building the wall. Hi guys. Sakti, what are you doing right now?
What?
What are you doing right now?
Filling up cement.
So this is the which layer of the wall? Fourth layer.
Yeah.
So how long did we take to build the fourth layer?
What's the time now? 1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. Joaquin, what are you doing right now?
Now I'm mixing the cement. Just now the cement was too dry, so the bricks wouldn't stick together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yutan, how long do you think you would take? Sorry, what is your ideal length of the wall? How many bricks long?
7 layers.
7 bricks long.
7, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, so we are like more than halfway done.
So we're 4 up. How many more hours do you think for 7?
So if we can continue this pace, right, 3 more hours.
3 more hours.
To reach
Okay. Ryan, what? I see this string going around the whole thing, right? And before it was tightened up to something. So what's the purpose of the string?
Basically, the string is like make sure we align the bricks properly. So that tying it at the end. On those pairs all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ernest, what happened to your cement?
It's too dry, so we have to add more water to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Usually when it gets too dry, we mix the bags together. Then after that we add water together so that we can like carry the bag for more cement.
Okay. So how many batches of cement do you take per layer? Estimate.
10.
More than 10, maybe. I think okay, around 10. Yeah.
10 batches of cement. So that's about 150 kg bag of cement. That's a lot of sand.
Yeah.
Okay, hi guys, what are you doing?
Getting the staircase.
3 stairs, staircase.
Okay, so how long have you guys been on this?
I don't know, what time is it now? I think like 2 hours already.
2 hours. So in 2 hours we've painted what and what? All the stairs.
Yeah, that's like the first layer. I think it's dry first.
So that's 1 stairs, 2 stairs, 3, and then you have to finish the rest of this.
Yep.
Okay, so do you guys think that you can finish it by today?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
NC, are you tired?
No lah, weak.
Sorry. Bertrand, are you tired? Okay, thanks guys. Hi Julian. So, how far have you guys painted the classroom today?
We painted the bottom part already, like now I'm doing what's on top. We're trying to finish up to the white wire cover up there. I'm not sure exactly what, but yeah, that's how high we're planning to go. But by the looks of the amount of paint that we have, probably not.
Okay. Alright, how much have you painted so far? Like by yourself, how much have you painted?
This side.
So from the Lenin words till here.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think you can finish the whole thing by yourself? By after lunch? Maybe? Okay, sure. Hi, Mr. Fab.
Ah, yeah.
Frank, how much have you painted so far? Not much.
This wall. And this up here.
So this entire thing. Okay. Do you think you can finish the whole classroom with all of you combined by today?
All of us combined, yes, but for the other classroom, I'm not sure.
Okay. Ahmad, are you tired?
Not yet.
So how is it fasting and doing this at the same time?
For painting, it's not so tiring, but for like yesterday or like 2 days ago, we did like sandpapering, we did brushing the house, the walls, we did cementing, doing the walls, like much more tiring. I really felt like I wanted to break the fast because it was tiring.
So today is not so bad compared to the other two.
Painting, it's under the shade, it's the shade.
Okay. Alfie, how are you doing?
Fine.
Fine?
Yeah.
with fasting? Like, how bad is it while fasting?
I think like if there's no pain, then there's no gain.
Okay guys, what you just do?
We finished the wall. Completed the wall.
We just finished the wall. After like 1 whole day of building.
3 days.
3 whole days.
3 days,
This long wall.
8 layers, guys.
Following that, we also had to do farming, in which we experienced the back-breaking task of tilling the fields, but also helping the locals with their daily jobs. Arrowroot, is it?
Arrowroot.
Oh, okay, so it's arrowroot. And so how do you feel? How do you feel now?
I feel very tired, but maybe I can feel accomplished later when we finish all this.
And like, how do you feel about like all this food, right? So like literally every food that we eat back in Singapore, it all goes through all these processes, right? So how do you feel now about all that?
I feel I should be more grateful and don't be picky with my food.
Ansley, I got a question for you. Ansley, so you know like all the food that we eat, right? It has to go through process like this, right? Yeah, so how do you feel now? Like after doing the work? Grateful. Do you feel grateful or not?
I feel very grateful.
And why?
Because the food is very precious here and I savor it completely.
Okay.
Fill my stomach.
Ending service and beginning with the final core value of community, what you see in the background was the boys moving bricks from a dump to the place where we're building the wall. For community, we thought of giving back to the last, the lost and the least, and hence we went to the Tui An Rehabilitation Center, where we spent our time happily playing with the children, weeding their gardens, and making handicraft items that we sold to fund the center. What are you going to do today?
Handicraft.
Any idea?
Some bracelet.
Okay. We helped the center make bracelets, weave baskets, and artificial flowers. So, what is this? Like, what are we gonna make?
We're gonna make handbag.
Okay.
Using a very creative method called cross hatching. So basically, it's like how the Malays, the Muslims make just that we are not using python, we are using different.
Jeremy.
Which guy has got a lot of
Azia, what are we doing?
playing bowling with the kids, like just watching them go on, have fun.
Are there any gifts?
Sorry?
Are there any gifts?
Yes, yeah, we're gonna give them like sweets and
While an impromptu decision, we also decided to teach them the world-famous bottle flipping challenge too.
What's happening? John, what's happening?
Now we are giving the kids some tidbits and sweets to eat.
Yeah.
John is a beast. Is this?
John, are you in charge of care? John!
No, in fact, Ernest is in charge of care.
Ernest. So what's care?
We are helping the kids here at Tui An, and we are doing a good job. If you can do this.
Is that all? Ernest, come on, don't be shy. Ernest.
Right now we are giving sweets. Show them. Yeah.
Basil, how was reading?
It was really fun.
How was reading, Koresh?
Really satisfying.
You get the fun. No, I don't. Andre, how was reading? How are your shoes, Andre? Well, my shoes are growing a garden.
Mine.
Sure, Basil. Mr. Yo, did you read?
No.
Good job, Mr. Yo. Ernest, what are you doing?
I'm pulling out.
I'm doing weeds.
Where's the weed?
There's the weed.
Oh.
The lighter.
Gareth, how was reading?
It's very tiring.
Mark!
And while it may seem common in the canteen, no matter where Josephians go, they always sing happy birthday for each other. And before we knew it, our days in Vietnam were over and we were returning to Singapore.
Yo, what day is it? Where are we going now?
We're going back
To?
Singapore.
Okay, last time I'm gonna ask this question. How do you feel?
I feel satisfied with the trip. It's a memorable experience, and I think that they should continue it for next year. Yeah.
Everyone was in dampened spirits as we bade farewell to the wonderful country that had us and the wonderful people that took care of us with so much hospitality.
It's true that I've been almost impossible to do, describing. It's true. Almost impossible to do, describing.
Isaiah, are you excited?
I'm very excited. When you go home,
So, will you come back?
I would sure, maybe like 10 years time.
And with that, we left Vietnam with many remarkable memories.
Knows of you. Knows of you. That I've been
Five months later, I decided to see what the boys still retained from the experience.
Hi, my name is John Hill and I'm from Lawrence 401.
Okay. What would be your greatest takeaway from ORP?
I guess my greatest takeaway from ORP would be that, to see the less fortunate people, to actually help them firsthand. I guess that really impacted me in the way that I saw the world, because I realized that I was always like trapped in this world, this comfortable world that I live in, that we all live in. So I guess that seeing these people really helped me to understand that I do have a responsibility to help these kind of people.
I'm Isaiah Koo from Michael 4 too.
So the first question would be, what would be your greatest takeaway from ORP?
I think my greatest takeaway would be understanding that there are many different cultures overseas, and that when we go to other countries, we have to respect their culture, and we can learn many things from them. As certain things in their lifestyles are very different from us, and there are some things that we can bring back to Singapore as well.
Okay, and final question, would you do it again?
Oh, definitely, I'll do it again.
Okay.
My name is Quresh Burhanuddin from Michael 401.
Okay, so my first question is, what is your greatest takeaway from ORP?
I think the ORP was a really interesting experience. Honestly, before the trip, I didn't really want to go for it, but after the trip, it was quite a fun experience to go with my friends, spend 2 weeks overseas in another country and explore new things. So in the trip, a lot of the things they included like service, and I felt like this was a way to give back to the community and a chance that we might not really get in Singapore. We see Singapore is such a first world, like very wealthy country. So it's important that when we go to these countries that we can give back to them, since it's something that we not necessarily can do in Singapore. Furthermore, we get to learn some of the hardships that these Vietnamese people face. For example, like one of their primary jobs and things they do is farming, which you can't do in Singapore again because it's like a concrete jungle. So it's a very fruitful experience, and you get to learn new things that we not necessarily would have gotten to do before if you didn't go for this ORP.
And my last question is, would you do it again?
Yes, I'll definitely go for it again.
Okay.
I mean, this time it was under a different circumstance because it was fasting month and I was fasting, so it was a bit tiring and all, but I'll definitely go for it again.
I'm Ernest from Michael 4 too.
Okay, and my first question would be, what is your greatest takeaway from ORP?
I think what impacted me the most is the fact that the children were so happy at the rehabilitation center, even though they were considered unfortunate in our eyes, and I'm really glad for the opportunity to have awareness of what's going on around the world.
And final thing is, would you do it again?
Yeah.
And why?
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to go out to different countries to just experience the whole idea of seeing different people with different cultures, and yeah, it's a great experience.
My name is Sakti, I'm from Lawrence 401.
Okay, my first question would be, what is your greatest takeaway from ORP?
I would say that it's actually the importance of serving others, because like in SJI, they just say meant for others, and I didn't really put it into practice until I went for ORP, and that's when I went to a rehabilitation center and interacted with the disabled children, and also when I went to the primary school in Hang Kia and do the work.
Would you do it again?
Yes, definitely. First of all, is as I said before, it was really quite a heartwarming experience, like helping disabled children and playing with them and making them smile, and also it was actually quite a good learning experience. I learned to lead and also learned to work with others very well, so I'll definitely do it.
I'm Julian from Penta 403.
And what would be your greatest takeaway from ORP?
My greatest takeaway from ORP would be that I realized how fortunate we, the students out there in SJI, are, because when I went to the village in Vietnam, I saw a lot of them working in the farms every day, and the children there didn't even have school. But us here in Singapore, we can come to school every day. We don't need to work in the farms. We can stay in the comfort of our houses and just enjoy life. But while the people in Vietnam have to work hard every single day, not just barely get by in life.
And would you do it again?
Yeah, I'll definitely do it again, because it's a good experience, especially when you're doing it with friends, and I learned a lot from the trip.
Hi, I'm Basil from Vietnam ORP.
Okay, and what would be your greatest takeaway from ORP?
Well, for me, the greatest takeaway is really learning and experiencing, as well as understanding the Vietnamese culture, and as well as the community spirit that the Vietnamese people have, which is especially prevalent in the villages where we see how close each of the families are to each other. And I feel it's actually a really good thing that we were able to experience this. It's actually a stark contrast from the community that we have here in Singapore, and I think we can all learn something from that.
Okay, and would you do it again?
Of course, for sure.
I am Andre from Lawrence 401.
Okay, and what would be your greatest takeaway from ORP?
One thing that I loved about the trip is that I got to experience like how life is like in Vietnam. Like I experienced like both sides, like the rich side as well as like the not so privileged side. Like when I went to like Hanoi, like I went to Vin school and I saw like how like the students study there, and then like how like school life is like for them, and they're like really nice people, and like I really liked that experience a lot. And I also like experienced like the less privileged side, where like I saw like the villagers there, and I saw like how simple their lives were, and like no matter like and no matter like how hard their lives may seem sometimes, like they still manage to enjoy life, and like I really admire them for that. Yeah. Overall, I think that trip has been really fun, and I really liked it a lot.
Okay, and the last question is, would you do it again?
Yes, of course. Like I'm like going back to Hanoi later this year, so.
And with that, we have come to the end of the ORP documentary. On behalf of the entire Vietnam team of 2017, I would like to thank you for watching, and Aura at the bottom.